Good morning, and welcome to the Herb Day Radio Saturday Morning Business Showcase. This time is set aside to help listeners learn about topics of business, services, medical, and legal matters. First today is Kim Boyer of Boyer Territory, a real estate company.
Hello and welcome back to Real Talk, and we are continuing on our series about clutter and decluttering. This week is called Having a Declutter Plan. And a lot of these are taken from excerpts from the book by Terry Savelle Foy, Declutter Your Way to Success. So we've had good response on these, and we're just going to keep going with it if we can help people out with their clutter. This week is about making a plan, like I said. So if you're ready to make a clean start on decluttering, getting organized, or preparing for a promotion or something new in your life, I've got some steps for you to follow. I think this is an 8-step program, and then you can tell people, I had an 8-step program to declutter. I'm no longer clutter blind, and my life is better for it. So here we go. Step number 1, write your vision. This is actually a biblical concept. Write the vision and make it plain. So before you ever get started, it's like people who talk about goals and things you want to accomplish in the future. A lot of times you have to start at the end. What is the thing that you want? What is the thing that you're wanting to accomplish? And even this goes for Bible scriptures. If there's something that you want in your life, find that scripture first and work your way backwards. So the first one is write the vision. Write the vision and make it plain. So take a walk through your house with a notebook, piece of paper, and write your vision for each room. So then, this is your written plan for how you want each room to look when it's done, a detailed list of what needs to be cleaned out to meet that vision. So focus on one room only at a time and begin making a list of every single thing that needs to be done. So like you could put for the master bedroom list, put shoes in the closet, hang up your coat, trash the newspapers, remove that pile of books, clean off the nightstand, vacuum the floor, open the curtains. And if you're like me, these kind of things work well for me because I am a list person. I will drive myself crazy to meet the goal and check that thing off on the list. So you might think you're finished, but let's keep going. This is Terry Savelle Foy talking about this. She says, after you write down what can be seen at a glance, let's go a little bit deeper. It could be wash the sheets, organize each drawer in the dresser, declutter the nightstand, empty the trash. Go ahead and list those things that only you know that need to be organized and cleaned up. Tackling this one room and making it a masterpiece is going to give you a boost of confidence, and you'll be motivated to go and do others. So after you've made the list and you still have not picked up one single item, let's move to the next room and write every single thing down that needs to be done and make this a room by room checklist first. So that's your first step, is to make a list. And, make a list and check it twice. Santa, you need a place to stash these gifts for Christmas time too, right? So clear out a spot to stash your gifts. Okay. The second thing on the list is start with one room. And she says, do you know which room to start decluttering and organized, or how do you know which one to start with? It's simple. Start with the room that you spend the most time in. So that might be different for different people. So you need this constant reminder of completion and accomplishment, so attack that room first. So choose a room that doesn't contain a great deal of sentimental items so you can make great progress at the onset. The more you clear out some space, the more motivated you'll become. So whatever room the family seems to congregate in the most, start with that room. It could be the kitchen or the family room, or if you have a game room, a home office. Don't select the guest bedroom that you hardly ever visit, or the garage that stays closed or never used. You need to see your progress immediately to stay motivated to do the rest. So grab your workbook and follow the vision that you wrote for this room. Focus your efforts on this one room until your vision is complete, and then move on to the next. It's overwhelming already, isn't it, Herb? But just stick to it and don't get overwhelmed. The number 3 on the list is start with what's visible. Before you begin cleaning out the refrigerator, the kitchen pantry, or the spice rack, always begin with the clutter that can be seen. So if you've decided to start your organizing in the kitchen area, start by loading the dishes that are piled up in the sink. Place all the food left on the counter back in the pantry or the refrigerator. Wipe off the countertops. Place the pile of bills in the home office or the kitchen desk. Take the shoes to the closet and the newspapers to the trash. Clear off all visible messes first and foremost. That's a good idea. It gives you a visual for what to do, especially if you've got so much stuff that it's overwhelming, you don't know where to start. Number 4 is designate a category for each item. And these are the 4 categories that she used. Number 1, trash it. Number 2, give it away. Number 3, keep it. Or number 4, sell it. So as you set out to declutter each room, locate 4 boxes or 4 large trash bags, whatever works the best for you, and designate to one of these 4 categories. Categorizing will help you with the decision-making process. So don't get too caught up in the sentimental value behind each piece. I know that's hard to do. The goal is to create a sense of tranquility and self-esteem in your surroundings, and that's how you make progress. So repeat the 4 categories. Number 1 is trash. Number 2 is give. Number 3 is keep. And number 4 is sell. So it could be random items like in the kitchen, unused utensils or appliances, tourist mugs. How many mugs do you have? I mean, mugs can get out of control really, really quickly. Maybe a blender from your wedding 17 years ago, a broken cheese grater, rusted cookie sheets, Easter bunny jello molds. I think I have all of these. Unused Christmas gifts like the rotating necktie organizer or the 5th foot massager, another flashlight or a blanket or a pet egg. Do you know what that is? Yeah. Broken items, stored furniture that you don't use anymore, junk, anything that takes up space that you don't really have a need for. Negative memories. Here's a good one. Any item that has a negative emotional attachment or brings up old memories that you have no need in rehearsing, trash it. It's not easy, but it's liberating. And then how to determine which category each item belongs in. So trash, of course, if it's broken or it's missing a piece or you're not able to use it. If it's stretched out, outdated, worn out, faded, toss it. It could be a broken toaster or a Sony Walkman from 1997. That is not that long ago. Why would she name that year? Old newspapers and gossip magazines. Nobody cares anymore what happened in 2003. I do. I care. This is why I have a hard time getting rid of things sometimes. So we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Hi, this is Kim Boyer from Boyer Territory. And I'd like to tell you about something that we're sponsoring. We're sponsoring stockings for veterans. We're going to do about 30 stockings for veterans that are in local nursing homes. And the items that, if you're interested in donating or if you'd like to help out with that, we're going to be doing things like toothbrushes and toothpaste, hard candies, chapsticks, fleece throws, greeting cards, travel size shampoos, conditioners, things like that. If you'd like to help out with that, give us a call at 937-393-9270. And we love our veterans, and we want to make sure they have a Merry Christmas. All right, we're back, and we are talking about decluttering your way to success and how to determine which category that each item belongs in when you're trying to organize things. So we were talking about trash it, give it away, keep it, or sell it. So we went over trash. To give it to someone, it's something somebody else could use. So maybe a coat, an umbrella, an old phone, shoes, jewelry, dishes, Tupperware, etc. Something that somebody else can use. Because God always rewards a generous heart. So proactively look for opportunities to give things to people. If you're in Hillsboro, Ohio, where we're located, a lot of times I take things to the church on 247. I think they call that Ivy's Closet is the ministry that they have over there. And then they distribute out to a lot of people. And they do lots of other things, food and stuff. But you can always take items there. The next category is keep. So as you come across items and you ask yourself, when was the last time I used this or wore this? Do I need this item? Most experts say if you come across something you haven't used in the last 6 to 12 months, you should probably get rid of it. And I'm here to tell you, if you throw it away, you'll need it tomorrow. It happens every time. I don't know what the deal is with that, but a neat trick that organizers teach with clothing, books, DVDs is whenever you use an item over the course of a year, place it back facing the opposite direction of the others. And it allows you to see what you've actually used and what you haven't. So if a year goes by and it's still unused, get rid of it. Unless it's a collector's item. I'm not very good at this part, Herb. I just want to keep things. If it's a collector's item, you should keep it. If it's the Star Wars trilogy, you should keep it.
Now, I am bad in my garage. Little bitty screws that
You might use that in the future.
I might.
Do you keep those in baby food jars?
Yes.
Awesome.
And I have a...
See, you're organized.
An entire... Yeah, right. They are also loose in my toolbox, too. Because one day I'm going to get in there and clean that out.
That should be on your list. Put that on your list.
It's on my list.
Take it out of the toolbox and put it in the baby food jar. That way you can find it.
That's right.
Step 1. The next category is sell. So you can cash in on some of your clutter. Once you make a decision about which bag it goes in, which box it goes in, there's lots of ways to get rid of it if you're going to sell it, like have a yard sale, or lots of people have stuff online now. You can sell stuff on the Facebook marketplace, and there's lots of different ones for every town, or you can still put it in the newspaper or put it on the radio.
Yes, you can.
So those are the categories for that.
I thought you'd never get to that.
Number 5 on this list is everything needs a home. So now that we've answered the question, does it stay or does it go? Do I stay or do I go? We need to know if it stays, where does it go? This is one of the biggest challenges in organization because clutter accumulates in areas near the main door, which reminds me, I watched a YouTube video. These people have a pet beaver, and it takes everything to the front door like it's building a dam. And I'm like, why would you have a pet beaver in your home? That's what it reminds me of. Be able to take all your clutter and take it to the front door. Oh, but you can't be vague or indecisive about this. Everything must have a place. So you have to assign a place for each item. For example, coats go in a designated coat closet. Don't hang them on the back of the chair or over the bench when you first enter. This is where mine are right now. Over the back of my office chair. Keys hanging on a hook by the door. Woohoo! I got one. Cell phones on the charger, which mine's always on me. Bills in a box on the desk, newspapers in a basket by the couch, umbrellas in the coat closet, it's a tongue twister, purses on the shelf, backpacks in the hallway bench, briefcases in the home office, school information in the desk tray, and coupons in an index box. So those are some ideas for you. I think I do 1 out of the 10, or however many was listed there. Number 6 on the list, set your timer for 20 minutes and go full speed ahead. And she talks about this a lot because if you go into a room and it's overwhelming and you just think it's going to take me hours and hours, I just can't. You just get overwhelmed. She said, set your timer for 20 minutes and work on it for 20 minutes. She said you would be amazed at the amount of stuff you can get done in 20 minutes. And that seems like a doable amount of time. You're not going to get overwhelmed and it's going to be all right. So she's like, organize a drawer, see how many things you can pitch in 20 minutes, just whatever you've got on your list. Number 7, add the final touch of excellence, which this is really funny because we talked about excellence on my Sunday program last week. When you clear out the clutter and get a room in order, don't just stop there. Make it excellent. Once things are no longer taking up space, it's time to vacuum, mop, dust, spray, and shine the room. She said she loves to finish it off by either lighting a candle or using a plug-in air freshener to give it that look and smell of completion and sparkle. But if you're like us, we're allergic to those plug-in things and we can't use them. We have to use certain candles, certain ones we're allergic to, so whatever's best for you. And she says, let me remind you that we're striving for excellence and not perfectionism, which we talked about last week. Even the best professional organizers will tell you that after they've added their magical touch to a formerly cluttered closet, it hardly looks like the ads for the Container Store. It will look miles better, more efficient, and neat, but closets being used by humans are far different than advertisements staged by stylists, and that's true. The very last one is number 8, don't break the chain. And it says, don't prioritize your schedule your priorities. So it's kind of like working out. If you're going to do a 20-minute regimen of cleaning the room, do that for 20 minutes every day, or do it 20 minutes 3 times a week, or 20 minutes only on weekdays. Whatever you set your schedule to, set it there. Don't just leave it to chance or you won't do it. It says the great motivator Zig Ziglar said when he was a salesman that he had never even been in the top 5,000 in his sales company, but he made a commitment to be successful. He made a vow to go to work on a regular schedule and believe in himself. At exactly 9 o'clock every morning, without fail, rain or shine, cold or hot, he was committed to go knocking on somebody's door. So the amazing thing is that his wife would ask him, where are you going? And he would say, I've got an appointment. He never told her that his appointment was with himself to be knocking on those doors. The year he kept his commitments, he finished second place out of 7,000 salespeople.
Wow.
Just because he committed to that every day. Yeah. And it goes on to, everybody knows who Seinfeld is. He said, after a few days, you'll have a chain of making this commitment every day. So just keep at it, and the chain will grow longer and longer every day. And he's talking about writing jokes. Mm-hmm. And he said he writes every single day, and then he's got something to use in the long run. He said, especially when you get a few weeks under your belt, your only job is to not break the chain. Yeah. You just keep that chain going. So he went on to point out that it didn't matter if he was motivated or not. You just sit down and don't break the chain. So as of 2016, Seinfeld's net worth is over $800 million, and he's now regarded as one of the top 100 comedians of all time by Comedy Central. And now that's a guy that we want to take productivity advice from. So don't break the chain. So I hope these tips were helpful to you, and if you need to revisit them, I will play them later on my YouTube page, Real Estate and Jesus. And until next week, keep your credit clean and don't quit your job.